Hi everyone, and welcome back to another season of Candid Campbell. I'm your host Olivia Hoff, and we are joined again by the Dean of Students himself, Mr. Dean Campbell. So how are you?
Great, it's great to have another school year starting.
Great, I'm excited too. Okay, well let's jump right into it. The freshman class this year seems pretty enthusiastic about everything. I know we're happy to have them. What type of expectations do you have for them?
Oh, I'll tell you what, they've been a great class through orientation and through the start of the school year. They're very, very active. We have a little over 950 first-year students, 1,000 if you add in the transfers. But they're wonderful. They've been involved. They're very active. A whole slew of the first-year students started a new soccer club. So they're starting new clubs. They're getting involved in organizations. They're active in the classroom. Faculty members have been impressed with them. So we're excited. I think it's a great opportunity for a new energy to ride with the first-year class.
Oh, great. I'm excited. I've seen them around campus, and they all seem really gung-ho about everything. Okay, now I know there have been some rumors about the residence halls being overcrowded. Would you like to address that, or?
Sure. You know, every year we start the residence halls with a few some freshman triples. That happens because every year there are some vacancies in the residence halls, and we know that once we identify where the vacancies are going to be, we take the students out of the triples and put them into the regular double rooms. This year, we had a couple of things. We actually have less freshmen in the residence halls this year than we had last year. Last year we were at 936 freshmen. This year we started with 901.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The difference has to do with the mix. There's a gender mix. So this year we had more women than we had men. So we can't put men and women on the same floors using the same bathrooms in some of the places. Some you can because the bathrooms are more private, but in some floors you can't. So that affects the mix. We had more upperclassmen stay on campus, so they get the first choice of rooms. So there's more doubles there. So we have about 41 rooms that are tripled this year with freshmen. I imagine that if things go as normal, by Thanksgiving we won't have any involuntary triples. There'll probably be more of the voluntary ones on the Lawrenceville campus.
Okay, so that makes sense. So it's just more upperclassmen stayed on campus and more uneven numbers between women and men rather than just more students crammed in the halls. Okay. Now there's been a lot of construction on campus. I know there's the building right in front of Memorial Hall, and then they're expanding the theater in the BLC. So can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, the Bart Luedeke Center Theater is really an expansion of the theater. Nothing's being done to the seating area. All of the expansion is happening towards the back of the theater. We're expanding create a stage that's suitable for musical theater performances. What's really going to be exciting about it is it's going to be a professional quality theater with sets that can fly in and fly out. We're going to have rehearsal space downstairs. We have a set construction place downstairs with elevators that'll bring the sets up. We're going to be able to have a dance studio in there, professional dressing rooms. It's really going to be a first-class operation for our music theater program that we brought from Westminster campus to here. That's one that's growing in leaps and bounds, and we're very excited about that. Now, what that's going to happen for the students, by having that extra theater, we're going to be able to have two performance theaters, so we're going to double programs that we have on campus. But there's also some concern about that theater. People were saying, well, we're not going to have a place to have movies. We're not going to have a place to have theater. We're actually creating the stage in such a way that if we close the curtain, we still have a place for a movie screen to come down. We'll still be able to have lectures, even though we have sets in the back. So it's going to work out that way fine. The original plan, at one time we thought about putting it in the new academic building with 250 seats or so. This is actually going to be closer to 400 seats, and just the new renovation I think is going to be worthwhile. The new academic building is exciting. Obviously we needed more classroom space, we needed more office space, so we're building it adjacent, as you know, adjacent to Memorial Hall. That's going to have regular classrooms, smart classrooms. It's going to have some classrooms that can be reconfigured for size with some meeting room spaces, faculty offices. So that's going to be a very up-to-date, modern classroom facility for us just so we can offer the kinds of classes students want to have and use the technology that's available to us today. The other neat part about that is there's going to be a quad in front of it that's going to have a lot of seating areas. People have some outdoor space to sit and walk through.
I was wondering about that.
Nice.
I didn't know how much room it was going to take up there.
Oh, it's designed with room for students to have benches and seating, and it's going to be very nice gardens. And we're looking at the fall of next year for the construction to be finished. Now that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Construction delays are always there, but we're really, right now we're on time, and we're looking at the fall of next year.
Great. Now also there's been improvements to the soccer field on campus. I know they put a new turf down. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
If you haven't been back to see that yet, it's a really, really fine facility. The turf on the field, the turf that we use is actually the same turf that's being used in the new Meadowlands Stadium.
Wow.
So it's a state-of-the-art field. We use it for our soccer programs, men's and women's, and also for our field hockey programs. You know, and our field hockey programs are just ecstatic because on the grass field that they played on last year, the NCAA wouldn't let them hold any championship competitions or anything else there because that has to be played on a turf field.
Yeah.
So, you know, the field is in great shape. We have lights on it now, so the game's under lights. We had the inauguration, ribbon cutting of the field the Friday of the week we got back.
Mm-hmm.
There were over 1,000 people there for the game.
Wow.
We had a great big event, and we won. So it was really cool. The other part that's really interesting there is because it's a lit field and because it's a turf field, we're able to expand our student intramural program into the evening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, up until this year, we had to stop at dark.
Yeah.
And, you know, as the fall gets on, we have less time to do things. But now we can go into the evening, so it's really going to help our intramural program. And I really want to thank the student government towards that field. And the athletic department contributed money towards the field, student affairs, the auxiliary services contributed, and then donors contributed to that. The thing that students should know about all of our construction is that it's all paid for.
Mm-hmm.
It's not costing it's not coming from your tuition dollars. It's all
God.
paid for by money that's been gathered and saved and donated.
On campus, a little while ago, it's called the Three Doctors. Can you tell us a little bit about who they are and what they were on campus for?
The Three Doctors are physicians, two physicians and a dentist that grew up in Newark.
Okay.
And they grew up in a place that was full of gangs. And they made a pact to themselves that they would support each other to go through college.
Wow.
And because they gave each other the support by encouraging them when things were hard, it wasn't always easy in the science classes, as you can imagine, helping each other figure out the right path, and when people wanted to give up, they encouraged them. They were able not only to get through undergraduate school, but to get through a medical degree and a dental degree. What they now have is a foundation to mentor kids and to mentor students. So we had a big program here, and Dr. Sigfredo Hernandez gets a lot of credit for organizing it, but there's a lot of other help through our ELP program and through other Bonner programs and other agencies we have on campus to bring them in. We've had, they were here for a day, and we had middle school through high school students here to be mentored, talk about going on, and we also had an opportunity for our own students in our RAP program and our ELP programs to spend time talking to the doctors directly to get their advice and wisdom. It was a very uplifting day.
I can imagine.
The fact that our students could give back to the middle school and high school kids, and the fact that we had community members giving back to students, it was really a day that was inspiring.
Wow, that's a really great story. I'm kind of sorry I missed it. Well, that's all the time that we have for this week, but you can tune in every week. I will be here with Dean Campbell, and we can talk about everything going on campus. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.